In this video, I will go over my complete aim training routine using workshop modes with the bonus at the end. The best way to improve in specific tasks or skills is to do those tasks or skills. If you want to get better at playing ranked, the majority of your time should be spent playing ranked. With that said, you shouldn't aimlessly and unfocused just grind. This will only ingrain your bad habits deeper and make it harder to iron them out later when you want to change it. Instead, you should analyze your gameplay, i.e. VOD review yourself or have someone else do it. Practice and play with purpose and a specific goal in mind to improve your skill. In my last big rank up, where I gained about 500 SR in 2 weeks, my purpose was to use cover, not waste my abilities, and have a high accuracy. At the cost of speed, but I was okay with that. This led to a big difference in my survivability, which increased my overall output, and due to the compounding effects of this, of not wasting my abilities and hitting more shots, combined with my survivability, my overall output increased a ton. I gained 500 SR in 2 weeks. Practicing your aim in aim trainers is for FPS what weightlifting is for sports. Practicing your aim inside Overwatch custom games with a focused mindset of what you want to achieve, like Anna paintball, is like doing passing drills in football. The metaphors here aren't perfect, but you get the difference. When using external aim trainers, the 3D engine and hitbox aren't 100% the same as in Overwatch. And when not shooting against human targets, i.e. bots or AIs, you don't get the exact movement patterns opponents will give you in game. That said, there is a huge benefit in doing aim practice. You can really focus each shot, taking them slowly, making sure your accuracy is really high, then your muscle memory and overall mouse mechanics will improve, and this will directly translate to increased in-game aim and performance. And after a while, you can start to increase the speed you take your shots and still have that high accuracy. In the past, I have run these scenarios while in competitive queue and waiting to get my game, and seeing Kovac as my main aim trainer. To ramp up my progression, I will add 30 minutes of workshop aim every day in addition to my Kovac, so I'll have a total of 60 minutes a day of aim training. If you want to see the results of 60 minutes of aim training each day, you can check out my stream. I stream every Tuesday night, 19:30 Central European Time, here on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Facebook Gaming. Links will be in the description. My routine here differs a bit from the one I have in Kovacs. Whereas in Kovacs you create a playlist and each scenario gets played after another and you get leaderboards and nice stats. Here you need to reload maps, etc. and it's a bit cumbersome to switch between the modes and the workshop scenarios. If you want to check out my Kovac routine, see the link in the description or click the pop-up screen somewhere here, I'm not sure where. I will take one workshop code each day and practice it for 30 minutes and then move on to the next one the next day. Of course, you can switch between the modes any way you want to. The main goal here is to get aim practice time on the books to increase your mechanical skills. Also, when I'm queuing from competitive games in Overwatch, I will try to play the aim trainer also. However you do it isn't really that relevant, but that you put in the time and effort to do the training consistently and with focus. It's going to be interesting to see my real-world results after a few months. Look, I'm old, my reaction time and natural mechanical skill isn't what it used to be. I have a full-time job, I have a house, I have a family, I have a car, and so on, and I really hate to lose. I need to maximize the little time I have for gaming to get the most results. Just playing ranked isn't going to get me where I want to be, both in terms of ranked and skill. I mean, who doesn't want to win? And winning games is more fun than losing, and in the end we all want to have fun. I will leave links in the description for all the workshop modes I talk about in this video. Also go check out PMAJellies YouTube channel. He's an absolute beast when it comes to workshop modes, and most of the modes I use here come from him. So make sure to check him out. The workshop codes I use are PMAJellies Aim Trainer V5, the code is KAVE5. Aim Training Labs, code AA5QQ. Practice range 2.2, code AJERA. Aerial Aim Trainer TKBR3, and the PMAJellies Bap mode A9B2N. If you find this video useful, consider hitting the thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. There are 6 different modes you can choose from. Sphere Frenzy. 3 spheres spawn on the wall. Why is sphere so hard to say? And you shoot them one by one. I changed the size to 0.4 meters and then go smaller from there. This is very similar to wall aim scenarios in Kovac. Flick, where you practice your flick aim, also very similar to the Kovac scenario. Reflex Flick Fair. Reflex Flick Fair. Why is that so hard to say also? In threats, you choose a few heroes that will spawn on the other side of the map and then make their way towards you. This is one of my favorite modes because I can practice hitting on the heroes I'm having the most problem with in a somewhat realistic setting. It is always good when you get some sort of stress factor so you don't get used to having it too easy. In Hero, you spawn enemies who will move to attack and displace you. You can also spawn support heroes to train different scenarios, as a Mercy Pocket for example. I really hate facing Lucius here, so I try to force myself to select Lucius in this mode. In Hero Juggle, you choose a hero, and when you shoot them, they bounce or jump, and you try to keep them airborne for as long as possible. The goal is to have all 3 of them in the air simultaneously for as long as possible, which can be quite hard. In Flying Heroes, heroes come flying or jumping, whatever you want to call it, from the bottom and up, and you try to hit them in the air and time them. Heroes have normal HP pools. One of the more frustrating modes, in my opinion. Aim Training Labs. 4 different modes of spheres. You shoot as fast as possible. Grid. 4 spheres spawn, and when you shoot one, another one spawns. Standard, 1 sphere at a time. 360, a sphere will spawn somewhere around you. Strafing, a sphere moves from side to side. Very similar to Kovac's. Not the most fun mode, but a very good mode for getting your overall basic aim mechanics in place. There are also customizers to all of the modes you choose. You can choose healthy targets, then each sphere requires several shots to kill, random sizes, you guessed it, random sphere sizes. And you can customize your targets, colors and size. Practice range 2.2. This is my favorite workshop practice mode. You can spawn different heroes to practice shooting at them. What I use is the Tracer, Lucio, Widow and Pharah. The Tracer and Lucio runs around in a somewhat confined space, and hitting them is pretty hard, even though basically know where they're going. The Widow grapples over the walkway over and over, so I can practice hitting them mid-air. Really good for getting the air timing in Overwatch good and making sure I hit the headshots every time. And this really increased my confidence in Widow 1v1 skills, because I really honed in on where the headshot hitbox is on her. The Pharah flies around outside the bots, and you can spawn a Mercy to pocket her. I always do that, because if you face a Pharah Mercy, you need to kill the Mercy first, almost every time. And Mercy is so much harder than Pharah to hit. Here I can get in many reps, because the environment is pretty controlled and the bots are in somewhat confined spaces. There are some other cool features here, like a Sombra that can come out of stealth and EMP, and you want to try to time her with like a McCree or something similar, and you hit the flashbang on her to stop the EMP mid-EMP. You can spawn support heroes to damage boost you as well. An overall excellent workshop mode. Then we have the Aerial Aim Trainer. In Aerial Aim Trainer, different heroes flies or jump is a more accurate description in front of you, and you practice the timing of them moving through the air. Heroes have the normal HP, and you can spawn a Mercy Bap and Ana as support. I really hate this mode. It really frustrates me because I really suck at it, but I try to practice it. I try to get better at it. My Sen here is really bad, but overall it has improved my Sen a lot, and also hitting the moving targets, and I know much more how I need to, how do you say, not trail your shots, but be preemptive in your shots with Sen. Shoot a bit in front of them. Whereas with Ana, as I mostly play she's direct hit when you scope in. Then we have the PMAJellies Aim Bap mode. Here you choose between D.Va, Pharah, Ball, Genji, Doom or Lucio. The bot will move in random directions using all abilities available, and you practice healing them. Really useful for working on your BAP healing, since the other scenarios are damage based, and here you get to hone in your right clicks. You can tell I'm a support main, so some of these modes are mostly for support heroes, but I mean, getting the timing down for Sen and BAP in some of these modes, you can choose whatever hero you want to train with, but that can be useful for other things as well. Not always practicing what you're good at, your main, or what you're always using can also be beneficial. Using a different hand or doing something other than what you normally do can be very beneficial in the long run when trying to improve your fundamental mechanics. I said there was going to be a bonus, and the bonus I have in the end is not per se a bot mode, but it's Ana Paintball. Hitting your shots as Ana is fundamental to her kit, and in paintball mode, one shot kills people, and people spawn all around you, to the left, to the right, above you, below you. If you miss your target, they will either hit you or someone will come from behind and hit you. A stressful mode where accuracy and speed is key, and it will make you understand how much you really miss in stressful situations as Ana. Let's not forget, it's super fun to play, and getting kill streaks is almost as satisfying as sleeping in Nano Genji. Not really, but you get my point. Nothing is more satisfying than sleeping in Nano Genji, let's be real. So, these are the modes I use for practice inside of Overwatch. If you like this video, hit a thumbs up and consider subscribing. You can also check out my other videos on improving your gaming skills and aim. You can, for instance, check out my Kovacs routine, which I'll have a link in the end notes. So take care, and I'll see you next time.